What's going on, Jerome's? So, just working through the stages of grief. So now we're beyond madness and sadness. We're towards looking ahead to a brighter future. And we're going to go Thanos and talk about which Vikings should be here next season for the rebuild, which ones should be gone in that old dusty trail. Well, I think it's about time here. All right. So now we're assuming, hoping, praying it's going to be a new coaching staff, hopefully an offensive-minded guy, and not Zimmer, maybe even not Spielman. I think Spielman should stay, but, is he really going to pick a third head coach? But I digress. So we're going to go through and which guys should be here, which guys should not be here. And in fact, so don't at me with this depth chart and current roster, because we even still have Jake Browning on there, Sean Mannion. And don't talk to me, well, why is this player on third team and this player is on fourth, or he doesn't play the X? Shut up. So Kirk you up. I think he should still be here. I think that he should play out his contract, even though Kirk's trade value this offseason will never have been higher, because 1 year remaining on that deal. They only have to pick up $35 million in his new 2020 salary. No dead cap besides that. So maybe. So Cousins, yes. Sean Mannion, no. Kellerman is going to be the future. We'll bump him up there. And also Nate Stanley. Do you know that Nate Stanley's still in the sphere? You know that he's on IR? Great. Running backs wise, the question is with Dalvin and his health. All right, so the Vikings can't really cut him. They'd have to eat a lot of dead money in his contract. The year after is when they can move on. But can you trade him? Because the Panthers tried to do everything to trade Christian McCaffrey this offseason because they instantly regretted that monster contract, but no one bit. So would the market for Dalvin be out there? I highly doubt that you would get a first-round pick for Dalvin, just because, not because he's not talented, but because of the running back position, because of the contract, etc. So, I mean, would you give up on Dalvin for a second-round pick and change? I don't think I'd do that. But I could see a new regime who did not draft Dalvin, who did not give Dalvin the extension. We were like, fair. Something to keep in mind. Alexander Madison, yes. Well, he's on his rookie deal, so yes. And Wangu, yes. AJ Rose, yes. CJ Ham, yes. Jake Vargas. But also need to consider, what if the new head coach comes in and say it's a Brian Daboll, like the Bills? Well, not only do they not have a fullback, is that they don't run the ball. All right, so CJ Ham, yeah, boy. I would keep CJ Ham. I think he's one of the best fullbacks in the league, if not the best. He also played some good special teams back in the day, but yeah, I would hang on to him. Jake Vargas, sure, can hang around. Jefferson, yes. Thielen, yes. Although, I can't say it. I cannot say it because his trade value would be decent. Ravens? No, can't do it. Dede, no. I like that the Vikings gave Dede a shot. Hasn't really panned out on offense. He makes their heart stop every time when he returns a punt. Gone. Chad Beebe, I don't think that he would have made the team if he didn't get hurt in the final preseason game, so he ended up on IR. Gone. ISM, I'm willing to give the guy a shot. Maybe it'll be like KJ Osborne. Hey, a fifth-round rookie who didn't really get it done. Suddenly it clicks in year two. Yes. Diamond Dad Jasena, great special teamer. BC Johnson, who will be in the final year of his rookie deal. Yes. I got BC twice. Sure, why not? Blake Prohl, sure. Tristan Jackson. You don't even know who Tristan Jackson is. There you go. Tight ends wise, Irv, please be healthy. Yes, Gronklin is in a contract year, so the Vikings will have to re-sign him to bring him back. Or they could just franchise tag him. I don't know. Brandon Dillon, meh. Zach Davidson. It's hard to say the sixth-round pick is a bust, and it's a big jump in competition from Central Missouri State up to the National Football League. So, yeah, give him another chance. Ben Ellison, I thought that he was a really solid blocking tight end before he got hurt. So, yes. Luke Stalker's 95 years old. No. Chris Herndon, no. That wasn't a great trade. And remember, it's a fourth for Herndon and a sixth. And if Herndon leaves in free agency and signs somewhere else, the Vikings may get a compensatory pick. So, nah. Offensive line wise, Darisaw, Ezra, Bradbury, Wyatt Davis. Well, kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. There we go. All right, so this starting five is pretty decent. You definitely want to add and supplement in the draft, potentially in free agency as well. But If this is your starting five, Darisaw, Ezra, Mason Cole, Wyatt Davis, O'Neal heading into next year, I'm pretty okay with that. I am okay with that. But obviously, looking at Linderbaum, looking at Leo, looking at all the offensive linemen in the draft, Zion Johnson, who wants a ZJ? Yes, do that up. But also, you need to think, what if the new head coach, what if the new offensive coordinator wants to run more power? Well, you have all these zone scheme, wide zone offensive linemen, smaller, more athletic. All of a sudden, you got to bulk up. You got to bulk up, son. So that means that even though Ezra Cleveland's performed phenomenally this year, not so much against the Lions, but overall he's had a really good season. What does that mean for him? Because he doesn't necessarily fit into a power or gap scheme. If that's what the new coaching staff wants to implement, I don't know. Rashad Hill, I'm fine with him as a veteran backup, but they showed that they didn't even trust him to go out against the Lions. So that Bradbury, he's in the final year of his rookie deal. They're not going to pick up his fifth-year option. Could he be a swing backup? Could he compete for one of the guard spots? Sure. Oliudo, final year of his rookie deal, so yeah, he can hang around. Blake Brandel, who they really like, we'll see. Timon Paris, sure, why not? Dozier, glad that he's healthy, but Kyle Big Hinton, the pride of Washburn, one time. Come on, baby. Defensively, so Everson, like we mentioned, football needs to be the last thing on his mind, and maybe he's played his last down in the league, but if he's able to keep things in a good place off the field, that would be great. Daniil will be interesting. So the Vikings, they have a $20 million roster bonus due to him, which I think that he's earned, and they could trade him. They're not going to cut him. So let's get that out of the way. They're not going to cut Daniil Hunter. He still has massive trade value. I would keep him. I would pay him. I would make sure that he is a Viking for life, or as long as possible. So yes, Pearson Tomlinson. Pierce has 1 year left on, 2 years left on his deal. Diesel Dalvin has one. He signed a 2-year contract. Kenny Wilkes, yes. Armand for Watts, absolutely. Sheldon Richardson. So Sheldon signed a 1-year deal. I think he's played well enough recently, but the new regime may not include him in their plans. Also, he may see greener pastures elsewhere, so I'm going to say maybe not. DJ Wanham, rookie deal, yes. Patrick Jones, Janice Robinson, yes. Lynch and Twyman, yes. Tayshaun Bauer, probably not. Jordan Scott. The nose tackle from Oregon is on IR this year. I actually liked him as a UDFA 2 years ago, so he can stay. TJ McGill, T.Y. McGill, TJ Smith. So TJ Smith randomly had a big play 2 weeks ago. It was like, who is this guy? Who the hell is this dude on the field? So, sure, why not? We'll sign him futures contracts. Anthony Barr, revised contract, basically turned into a 1-year deal. No, he's gone. Especially if and when Zimmer is fired, Anthony Barr is long gone. Basically, I'm really only championing the bit. Like, if you could only pick one player to remain on defense, I would pick Hendricks. I mean, and that's it. That's the bottom line. Nick Candlelight Vigil. So he signed a 1-year deal. Probably would be back pretty cheap. I wouldn't mind keeping him as veteran insurance, but I'm banking on a guy like Blake Lynch stepping up. I think that he will step into Anthony Barr's spot 1 for 1. And also, well, think about new coaching staff, new regime. They may not even run a similar defense. So Anthony Barr's role, which is a very unique role as a 4-3 Sam linebacker in Zimmer's defense, that may be kaput. So maybe Blake Lynch and his versatility, he shows off. Hopefully Chaz Surratt steps up. Hopefully Troy Dye does something. Connolly, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they can all stay. Cornerbacks wise, so Bashaud Breland on a 1-year deal. I mean, this cornerback room may look a lot different because Breland, Peterson, and Mack are all on 1-year deals. And with a new regime, they may not want them back. Mack has not played exceptionally well this season. Patrick Peterson has been hurt, and then he's been on the COVID list. Breland started out the season horribly and then got back in the saddle. Dropped the game-winning interception against the Lions, but whatever. I could actually see where they just burned down the cornerback room. So, Breland gone, B-Square gone, Mack gone, and then they just start over. Maybe Dantzler stays, Harrison, Chris Boyd. They invest heavily in the draft in cornerbacks, which is ironic because you get rid of Zimmer, then all of a sudden you're drafting a ton of cornerbacks. It happens. Perry Nickerson's not on here, but whatever. Safety-wise, so Xavier Woods has had his moments. He has not played great as of late. So he's gone. Cameron Bynum is going to be worked in that mix somehow, some way. Harrison, with his contract, he's going to be here. Could you say that he's not the old Harrison? Yes. Is he still good? Yes. Yeah. Greg Joseph, beyond missing a couple of extra points, as well as that 37-yard game winner against the current 1 seed Cardinals, he's played pretty well. Keep him around. Andrew DePaulo has been fine as a long snapper, even though he's up there in age. Also, Jordan Berry. You could tell I'm working off an old training camp depth chart. But yeah, Jordan Berry has been phenomenal, man. He's one of the success stories of the Viking season, which is really embarrassing when you're talking about, hey, our punter's really good, because sometimes our offense goes 3 and out consistently. So Jordan Berry's getting those reps. I would bring him back. From everything we've seen, he's been a fine holder. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, I mean, that's it. Just paring down this roster, and this team, especially if and when they get new leadership, is going to look a lot different. A lot different. A lot of household names that you've known and loved for the Vikings the last couple of years will probably not be back. Probably not. But what are your thoughts on our thoughts? Who's going to be back? Who's not going to be back? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the channel, give me the loot. Venmo. Put a little something in there. But until next time, Skol, production value.